Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Mark and Ariana Free. It's Sunday, which means a new video, and today I am bringing you a ranking video, ranking the mid-season dances of the next step. So the dances that are done in the episode that is bringing the second half of the season back, if that makes sense, because every season has a mid-season break, whether it actually means a physical break in time, like a couple of months in between the two halves of the seasons, or whether it's just an indicator of where halfway point is. So I'm going to be ranking the mid-season dances that have happened on the next step across all 7 seasons. As always, just remember that this video is completely my own opinion. You're allowed to think differently to me, but please be respectful of my opinion. I am respectful of yours. You can think whatever you like, honestly. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and make sure you subscribe before this video starts, because this many people aren't subscribed to my channel but regularly watch. So if that's you, make sure you go and double check. The subscribe button is somewhere down there. Just click it. It's free. Why not? If I'm in your recommended anyway, you might as well just subscribe. Guess the reference is coming back soon, so you need to know when I'm uploading those videos. So yes, literally in 3 days from seeing this, the Guess the Reference Season 2 trailer will be released. So on a Wednesday, if you're watching this on Sunday, then on Wednesday, the trailer will be up. I'm releasing it at 4 PM UK time, GMT. But anyway, let's get on to the video. And by the way, this is based purely upon the television versions of the opening routines, not the extended versions. In 7th place of all the mid-seasons that we've had across the 7 seasons, we have season 5. Episode 11, the mid-season episode, was the dance battle episode. And I think it should have been episode 12, where TNS East have already won, and then they're obviously starting this new fresh season of being winners. I feel like the way that they showed both teams practicing equally was good for the start of an episode, but it just wasn't mid-season to me. It didn't scream mid-season, so I don't know if they actually did a break, but like on the TNS Wikia of the official episodes and stuff, it says that that was the second half of season 5, so I don't know, I feel like it wasn't much of a mid-season and it could have been a lot better. And I'm gonna offer a suggestion. So what I thought would be really cool and different and still in keeping with having an opening dance after the mid-season is if just TNS East did an opening dance after the mid-season. So literally in Studio 1, have TNS East do an opening dance. They could do the flashbacks still that they do, the talking heads, the overlays. This would literally also instill more in the fact that, oh my god, TNS East are the only ones going to regionals. TNS West aren't even here. They're not even doing the mid-season dance, because I'm pretty sure it also cuts to Michelle in the opening that they do actually do in season 5, and that kind of instills the fact that maybe they're going to come back. But if it just had TNS East dancing and no hint to TNS West coming back, that would be even more hype and drama. So that's what I would have done personally. In 6th place, we have season 1. Now, season 1 didn't actually have a mid-season dance. What it had instead was a recap at the very beginning of the mid-season episode. Well, the beginning of the new second half of the season. It just had a recap which had flashbacks, and it just reminded the viewer of everything that's happened so far, which I think is a good technique for the very first season of a show. You want to get these new people hooked, and if they're tuning in only at the second half of the season, that just kind of reminds them in a good way. Whereas with your later seasons, it's most likely you're going to have people that have stayed with the show, so they're not just going to be wanting a recap because they've probably already watched the episode. So I think that's a good idea to do for your first season. So this video is ranking the dances done at the start of the mid-season, but because neither season 1 or 5 had a mid-season routine, I'm basing it upon what they did instead. I have then got season 2, and this was in the episode called Make a Plan to Love Me, and it was to smile at the end of the world. And I liked the significance actually of this time compared to the opening dance. Riley didn't do anything with James. I think they came immediately after each other, but Riley just kind of looks at him and walked off, which was good. I liked how they stayed relevant to the plot because Riley and James weren't together at that point. I also liked how at the beginning everyone came together in order to do the unison rather than starting in unison. I don't know why, I just liked that idea, how they all came in a different way. So they were all themselves, but then they came together and they were a team. It was very metaphorical of a team. Symbolic, metaphorical, you know, those kind of words. I think it served its purpose as a mid-season dance by allowing the clips to play. They did talking heads over the top, but I really don't think it was anything spectacular, if I'm honest. But I will say, I think Emily's solo, she seemed a lot more confident doing it than she usually does in group dances and stuff, because you can tell sometimes she falls behind in the choreo compared to the other dancers, because like as we know, Alex Beaton was not a dancer like anymore on the next step. She had to be taught a lot of the choreo behind the scenes, like brush up on everything. In the mid-season routine, she seemed very happy and confident in herself, and I liked it. I feel like it was a very natural smile rather than a fake smile from Emily, so I really liked Emily's little solo section. We then have season 6 episode 14, which was Tied to You. It's the first episode after A Troop have now recruited Davis to the team, and Amy has now officially been replaced. So first off, I love the layout line. The line, literally just the layout line. They all do layouts in a row, and then Rochelle comes through and does this spectacular solo routine at all the floor work. She's flying low, she's doing shoulder stands, and she does a kip up, and then she does, yeah, it was just incredible. Like, I really feel like the standard of choreography was started with a bang. It was high energy, everyone gave their best to it, and I also just liked the vibe that it had. And the unison sections I remember because it's Animals. It's a high energy song. When the girls were doing their choreographed section at the front, the boys were kind of just having fun at the back, and it wasn't in a case of, oh, you know, that's not been choreographed, so I don't really like it so much, it wasn't structured. It felt right to do that because of the vibe that the team had. The chemistry was good, and it felt very natural to just let them kind of do their own thing while you had a choreographed section going on. It felt realistic, really, and it just felt like natural in a way. But I know for a fact that the choreo in other seasons and the layouts and everything was just higher, so that's why season 6 isn't as high. But I do like the charisma that season 6's mid-season dance had. We'll bring the house down. So next on my list is season 7, and this was episode 12, and it's lights, camera, action. They start the episode with main attraction, the group dance. They're all facing the back, and then the girls drop their heads and stuff. And I think when I first saw the episode and I did my reaction to it, I was like, oh, I really wanted it to be a fresh song, because they always do it with a brand new song, and they don't always do that. And so I'll take back my comments of what I said about that, because in season 2 I'm pretty sure they use Smile at the End of the World twice. But yeah, I still think it would have been nice to give us a fresh song, because a lot of the songs in season 7 we had heard before. I don't remember if it's been as common in the other seasons, so I'm not going to like hold them to that or anything, but I just think it would have been nice to start with a fresh new song. I think the choreography itself was good, and I enjoyed the formations in it. However, I feel like the camera angles didn't show everyone in their best light, and it kind of made people seem like weaker dancers than they were. So for example, when you first see the girls doing this action and they do their legs on the floor, the camera is at an overhead view, and I feel like that really takes the energy away from the actual dance that is happening. I'm really using my media studies knowledge here and my degree in dance. So having the camera above takes away from the energy happening below, whereas if the camera was down on their level and it was moving with them, it maintains the energy level. The camera angles also did not capture the choreo in the best ways that I think it could have. So for example, on the boys bit where they're doing a lot of these movements, the camera's too close and it seems a bit chaotic, like the camera doesn't really know where to go next. But if it had been backwards more, we would have seen both their leg movements and their arms, and seen that they were all doing things in conjunction with each other. So I just feel like that camera angle as a whole wasn't a good choice. The dancers weren't like 100% with all of the choreo. You can see that some people are stronger at it than others. Like I think Piper killed majority of the choreo that she did. Other people were kind of lacking in certain places, so I don't know, it just wasn't 100% for me. Also, I think at the end it cuts to Summer, and I really just don't think it should have done that, because it took away from the level of the dance that was happening, and we didn't need to see Summer. She wasn't on A Troop anymore. Like, even if you're talking about her, don't show her. Show her after the intros happened. Like, it just, I don't know, it just seemed like they were clinging on, like, oh, we need to include Summer in this as well. We need to just throw her in there. Like, it just didn't need to happen. So I just kind of wish they didn't put Summer in it at all. I think it's definitely better than tell the story in terms of the choreo and the dance itself. But compared to other ones, it's not my favourite. In second place we have Season 4, first off, I love Do What I Want as a song, and just this dance as a whole I love. Piper's leotard in this dance needed to be more of a frequent thing. I absolutely loved it. I just think the dance overall is fantastic. I also love how Henry was the lead rather than a more conventional dancer. Like you'd expect either Amanda or Alfie, Piper, Michelle, Rochelle, the kind of the big names of the season, Noah as well. Henry wasn't really a main character, like he wasn't really the main focus of the season, but he got to start that dance off, and I really liked how he did that and brought everyone together as they were doing aerials across and everything. The energy level for this dance was really, really high, and I liked the vibe that it had. Everyone had their little small groups that they were doing. They had solos going across, they did big unison sections, but I will say with the unison sections, they only had 2 lines of unison, and they were quite far forwards towards the mirror. If I'm being really nitpicky, I would have brought them back a little bit, and I would have had more than 2 lines to fill the space out, because it felt like they were very, very close and very tight together, and it didn't really feel like it was a lot of A-troopers. But if you'd really filled the space out more, it would have boosted the energy in the room and really spread out that energy and passion or whatever. So I just would have done that. However, I will say it was a bit confusing at times because I feel like the cuts to different characters didn't make sense. Like, we know that Rochelle goes through Henry and Alfie doing the flip, but then it doesn't show Rochelle's solo, it shows Piper's, and Rochelle's was earlier in the dance. So it's like they mismatched all of the dances from the order they were meant to go in and instead incorporated people. I don't know whether that was to make this storyline flow better with whoever did the talking heads, I can't remember. But I just think it should have they should have stuck to the order that they actually danced in, because sometimes the cuts didn't make sense. So yeah, generally I really do like the season 4 mid-season group dance. I think it's a really, really strong one. Everyone seems very confident doing it, and I don't have that many critiques. In first place we have season 3, like I said. So it really felt like the mid-season dance was as strong as the opening dance that they gave in season 3. And I also want to just mention that I think Ella really pulled her weight as an A-trooper. She didn't look like the odd one out in any way because she's this newbie. She fitted the choreo very, very well. I liked seeing her in it. It was choreographed super, super well. I really admire the formations that they used in the dance. I don't know, just the lines, the planning of it, the intricate sections that they do, the mixture of different styles, the pairings of people put together, it all just worked very, very well. I have to talk about Alden's solo, which I think is absolutely incredible. I love how the music kind of changes before he does it, and he does really hard-hitting movements and brings everybody together. Yeah, so that was me ranking the mid-season dances, mid-season opening dances of the next step. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Make sure you comment down below. And like I said at the beginning, make sure you subscribe because, you know, it helps me out. It helps you out with convenience. And Guess the Reference starts very, very soon. So, of course, you want to be notified when those videos go up. I'll see you soon for a new video, guys. I'll see you in 3 days for the premiere of the Guess the Reference trailer. I think I'm going to be doing a YouTube premiere, as in it'll do a countdown and you can message as it's airing. But I've seen like mixed reviews on how YouTube premieres work, so I'm not sure yet. I might just do a normal upload and then maybe do a live stream afterwards and we can discuss it together. I'll see what I want to do, but there'll definitely be some kind of live element to it. Just make sure you stay tuned for that, and I'll see you then. Bye!